Knock, knock. Who's there? Boo. Boo-hoo. Don't cry, because we are going to kick off the ComfyUI Starter Series, Beginner Series for everyone. Hi, Gretchen here, and I was picked. Thank you for all the votes. Or anyone vote for me? Well, thank you for that. I was picked to lead this training session. Ed picked me because I'm sort of learning as well, but we wanted to start a series for complete beginners of ComfyUI, because it can get confusing. It can get a little daunting when you're looking at all these workflows, and we wanted to start a series that everyone can start from scratch. So, one thing you'll need is a computer or a laptop. Mac, Windows, Linux, it doesn't matter. As long as you have a computer or a laptop, this will not, and I repeat, will not work on mobile devices. So, sorry. So, if you need a computer or a laptop, we will put all the links in the descriptions. This is the ComfyUI GitHub. So, click on the link, and it'll bring you to this GitHub page. It's always good to create a GitHub account, so that you can post messages on like issues and stuff. So we look on this ComfyUI. There's a lot of gobbledygook, stuff here. And ComfyUI, what is it? Well, it's the most powerful and modular stable diffusion GUI and backend. If you're familiar with stable diffusion, if you're not, but if you are, it's one of the best models. It has, for us, it's probably one of the best AI cores that you can get. There's also Automatic 1111, which you might have heard of, that people use. It's another GUI for stable diffusion. There's also Focus and Forge and Invoke, and there's a whole bunch of others. But nothing compares to ComfyUI. So this is it, okay? So it's really simple. They have installing. So you want to click on that. And if you're Windows, Linux, if you have AMDs, or even Macs, we have Windows. The more acceptable setup is Windows with an NVIDIA card. You can definitely install it on the other machines like Mac, AMDs, but a little bit more work to do that way. If you wanted to know about that, we can do videos, but this is going to focus in on Windows and an NVIDIA graphics card. So, you can go to the direct releases page here, or you can direct link to download. So, it's going to be let's show you the releases page. And they're going to give you some options here. It's ComfyUI standalone portable Windows builds for NVIDIA or CPU only. So you're going to download this, and it's going to download. It downloads with stable PyTorch 2.2, CUDA 121. You don't have to worry about that right now, but you will download this. And as soon as it downloads, it's downloading. So hi, how are you? How's your weekend? Good. Did you get laid? No? Oh, I'm so sorry for you. There's always like Tinder. That's like the talk that I talk it over with my dad, to pass the time. All right, so here we go. This is it right here. You want to unzip this via 7-zip, because that's what they recommend, I think. Let's go back. Gotta check. Let me just make sure. Yep. We're gonna take 7-zip, and I guess we have to download 7-zip here. So we're gonna grab this one. We're gonna download that. And then we're going to run this. Yes. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. I just installed 7-zip, so we're gonna right click and use 7-zip to extract. Now you can extract the files to where you want to put it. We have another. We would strongly suggest you guys use external hard drives for this, because this will take up a pretty good amount of space. So we are going to make a new folder. I'll call this ComfyUI tutorial. Okay. We also suggest, now this is maybe from a little advanced, we also suggest that you have a few ComfyUI installs available if you have the space on your hard drive. So that means if you have your main ComfyUI, you always want to have a backup, as well as like we have a testing one, we have one for animations only, because there's going to be a time once you get into this that you download so many custom nodes, they're going to conflict with each other, and it's going to be hell trying to figure out what is causing a problem. So if you just do the animation one just for animations, if you have a testing one, that's fine. So this one is going to be for tutorials, and we are going to extract files to that folder I just made called ComfyUI tutorial right there. Okay, and once you have done that, just hit OK, and it's going to unzip it to that folder. It's going to take a little bit, so I will jump. I'm going to grab a Danish, and I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, so it's been installed, and you'll find it again in your wherever you have it. I have mine in ComfyUI tutorial, and it's going to be a folder, and then ComfyUI Windows Portable, and then double click into this section. So to run ComfyUI, all you would need to do, just double click on this run BAT, run CPU BAT, or this run NVIDIA GPU BAT. If your NVIDIA card is pretty powerful, I would use that. If not, just do the CPU. The only other thing I should suggest to install first, it's something called ComfyUI Manager. So let's look for that, and I'll show you how to install that. It's ComfyUI Manager. Here it is. All right, I'm going to link this as well in the description. So you're going to follow this instruction. Basically, it's a manager that allows you to install custom nodes. You can install missing custom nodes if you have a workflow that needs it. You can also install models from here. You can also update all the stuff you need to update in here, or just update ComfyUI. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that you can use with it. So installation is fairly straightforward, okay? This is how you're going to also install most custom nodes for ComfyUI. So we'll go back again to where your ComfyUI was installed. Double click to get to here. Double click on ComfyUI, and you'll see a lot of options. Go into custom nodes right here. Okay? So this is where you're going to put all the custom nodes. Now, to install from Git, it's fairly easy, right? Go back to the GitHub. Okay? And then you see this green button. You're going to press down, and then you'll have a little option here, and you want to copy that URL to the clipboard, right? Go back to custom node folder, select this, the URL address, type in CMD, hit enter. That's going to bring up the command prompt for this particular path, this folder. So now you want to type in GIT space CLONE space. That's git clone, and then paste the URL that you copied from the git clone for the ComfyUI Manager. This is the same exact process for installing the majority of custom nodes. Okay, so you would just copy it from their GitHub, open up the CMD in custom nodes, and then hit enter once you do git clone and then paste the URL. So right, I hit enter, and it's cloning that repository in the folder of the custom nodes, and it's done. And just to prove to you it's there, you go back, open custom nodes, and there it is, ComfyUI Manager. Okay, so we're gonna go back, and I think we're going to open ComfyUI. So double click on whichever one you want, and then it's gonna go through its steps here, and it's going to open ComfyUI. Okay, so it's gonna launch ComfyUI. Here is the main window, the main desktop you have. This is gonna be the workspace, and you have a little menu here. If you have Manager installed correctly, you'll see a little Manager button down here. You can click it. Now, if you don't have a Manager installed, if this doesn't come up, and if you go to this, you click on the command prompt, you can see if it failed. It may say import failed. Then my suggestion, you would have to close out and then update ComfyUI, and I'll show you how to do that right now. So this is where we launched it, and there's an update folder. Click on that, and you would double click this one, and then double click that one just to make sure. And then relaunch ComfyUI, and I'm sure Manager will be up for you then. Now, I don't want to put too much on you fellas right now, but this is how you install ComfyUI, how you install ComfyUI Manager. And I'm going to just do a brief discussion about Manager. And if you click on Manager, it'll bring up this. Now, all this is good. It's not really needed for the beginners. The only main parts you will need is install custom nodes, install missing custom nodes, and install model. You can also update all from here, or just update ComfyUI, but you can do, it's easier to do it from the update that file, because sometimes it doesn't really work from here. Okay, so install custom nodes. So again, custom nodes is basically something that a node that will work. Let's show you what a node is first. Okay, so a node is this. So a node is a little box that it has outputs and inputs. This one does not have inputs. Let me get one that does. Let's do. Okay, this is another node. It's called a case sampler, and we'll get into that when we get to it. But this has an output, which is a latent, and if you click and drag, you can actually put a wormy out there. And inputs right here, model, positive, negative, latent image, okay? So this is a node. A node will also have options, may have options, some don't, where you can actually change the values of this. Like a seed, you can put in any number. It also have drop downs like this. Fixed, it'll have a drop down for options. And I will go over each of these nodes when we get to that, but I just want to show you what a node is. Okay, so that's a node. There's a ton of nodes. It's nodes are what are going to be make up your workflow. A workflow is a bunch of nodes that are connected through a pipe system. Okay, so if you go here and hit load default, hit OK, it'll load the default workflow that comes with ComfyUI. Now, I know this looks a little intimidating, but just bear with me. You notice right away, what are these guys? Right. No, I hear you, Jack. They're not modes, they're nodes. These are nodes right here. They have inputs and outputs. See that? And obviously, the nodes go connect via the input and output. So this checkpoint node clip would connect to the clip of this node. And again, they can only connect, go by the colors, they can only connect to that same color input or output. So if I try to put a model output to this, it's not going to do anything. See, it's not lighting up. If I do a clip, you'll see it light up. See, kind of get bigger there. You could probably see it's really small, but it kind of gets big. That's what she said. Sorry. And then you can let go and it'll connect. So these are nodes. They're all connected. There's that case sampler we were talking about. All connected. And usually at the end, you're going to have a save or a preview image, which will show you the actual image. You can drag to side and go like this and, move it all over, baby. I sound like Abigail. Baby's Abigail's word, not mine. Abby, I love you. But you use baby way too much. You're going to kill me. So this is a workflow. All this. I mean, you could have something as simple as 2 nodes in a workflow. You're going to have something as complex as 145 nodes. No matter, as long as they're all connected and completed, it's a workflow. And workflows work by connecting pipes. All you're doing is putting input or direction into one of these nodes. It's going to flow out to wherever it goes. It's going to do something here. And if that's going to flow out and do something here, go by these parameters, flow out until you get your final image. So that's workflows. That's a workflow. Custom nodes are nodes that are not pre-built with ComfyUI. So people can write nodes. They can code them to do anything they want. And if you wanted to add one, you go to Manager. Well, there's a couple ways. You guys can, and which is what we do. Go back to the GitHub like I showed you and click on that green button and copy that and go to the command window like I showed you and install it that way. That's the main way, the default way to install custom nodes. You can also, if they're available, because they have to be available, hit install custom nodes, and then you'll have a list of stuff that you can install. But again, we have to be available here. Like, it's on the GitHub, you can do it manually. You're gonna get it. Here, it's hit or miss. They might not be available. So if I wanted to install this, ComfyUI Inspire Pack, as a brief description, star ratings, when it was last updated, hit install, and on the bottom, it's going to say installing ComfyUI Inspire Pack. You could even go back to your command window and see what it's actually doing. And it's installing all this stuff. And when it's done, it's going to tell you to restart ComfyUI. All right, so it restarted. And I should have that Inspire Pack. Good way to check. If you right click, you'll have this drop down. You'll see Add Node. Left click, and then you'll have another drop down, and you'll see all your custom nodes, and there it is, Inspire Pack. And then you want to left click again. It gives you all the options that come with this pack, load image, and all this other stuff. We'll go over that later. But that's how you add custom nodes from the manager, or you can do it the manual way through the GitHub. I'm going to end the video now because I have to go to the bathroom, and it gets a little bit more in depth from here. I hope you guys enjoyed part 1. You can rewind the video, go back to certain points you want to review. You can pause the video so you keep up with me and get started with that. And then maybe download some nodes, custom nodes, get them installed. Yeah, you can do it. I know you can. Because, we don't need those stinking phones. I don't know. Sometimes I just talk and words come out and they don't connect and they're just like Scrabble but vocabulary form. So make sure you like and subscribe for this because I'm going to be doing more beginner series. We're going to take part 2 from here, and I'll see you guys on our next AI Fuzz video. Gretchen says bye-bye.